Looks like we're going. So I am going to turn the broadcast on and or turn the broadcast recording rather, and we'll get started. Hey everybody, this is SMC Matt here, just doing a quick cast with the lovely gentleman of the AFK Podcast versus, I'm a little bit biased, I write for the GG Chronicle. You should read it, and they're playing League of Legends. So, let's look at the team, shall we? Looks like the bans have started already. We have Alistar and Shen being banned out. Alistar, of course, being a very terrible, or well, not terrible, but terrible for the other team jungler. Shen always on the top lane with his split push abilities. Diana just still needs a little bit more balance issues, so she seems to be a very common ban. Blitzcrank also with the giant hooking ability and the utility as a support champion for zoning out, silencing, that kind of thing. We still have two more bans, one from each team to come out, and then we're going to get into the picks. As usual, you guys can follow me on Twitter. You can see the accounts there. We have a Malphite ban coming out, probably because of his amazing utility in terms of slowing champions and just generally being a nuisance. His ultimate can also initiate fairly heavily, which I think is the backbone of any team. I mean, if any team can't get into a fight or can't start a fight, they can't finish it and then win the game. We still have one more ban coming out here from the purple team, which I believe is the team AFK Podcast. They're going to pick Karthus as their final ban. Karthus, always a strong laner, and in the right hands can be deadly, just deadly, especially with the ultimate, which can attack multiple, pretty much all the enemy champions at the same time. Just going to exit Steam there. All the enemy champions at the same time, usually to, again, initiate a fight or to close one. Sometimes if you close one, you can really get lucky, hit a couple champions that are near death, and just wipe them up. Reckern is going to be picking up Morgana as the first pick for the blue team. The Wanster looks to be playing Graves, and the red Kami for the AFK Podcast is picking up Sona. Thorak and Soter are next. Soter, of course, doing his share of casting. With I was introduced to him through Quickshot Casting, which Quickshot's one of my favorite casters. Shoutouts. Thorak is going to pick up a Shyvana, which looks to be traveling through the jungle. So Ter still yet to make his pick. I'm just going to look through his profile and see what he's been playing lately. He has been playing a lot of AD carries lately with a little bit of jungle and a little bit of tankiness there. So we should see, you know, one of those two kinds of two picks. Looks like he's going to be picking up Ezreal, which is something that wasn't on that recently played games list, but a strong bottom laner nonetheless. We may see a Janna pick up as a support, just to both buff him and shield him with that Gale Wind shield of hers. Off to the Barman and Moloen, who are going to be picking up Neolam. I'm trying to think of what Moloen's name means, if it's just a spelling mistake, or it, you know, could be something backwards, but they have yet to make their picks. We still are looking for an AP mid, a jungler, and a top laner if we're going by current meta. Again, music I picked up from Day 9 stream last night. It's called, the album's called Aquatic Reverie, like by BSBD. You can Google that and find a free download link for this entire album, which is very ambient sounding stuff like this. Looks like Katarina is going to be picked up in the middle lane, and Skarner is going to be posting up in the jungle. Both very strong picks. Skarner, of course, with that Impale ultimate that allows you to suppress an enemy and then drag him off wherever you want. Ponophobia picking up Nunu, which definitely a smart move. Nunu with that Blood Boil, especially early game where attack speed is a factor. Ezreal's going to be able to use his passive, which the more skill shots that he lands, the more stacks of an attack speed buff that he gets, and then coupling that with Blood Boil, it's going to mean that Soter won't have to buy attack speed items early, which means that he can devote his resources to other stuff. Monte Cristo pick, actually no, we were going to switch out from that Nunu pick. We're going to pick up a Vladimir, looking to be in the top lane, and Monte Cristo is going to pick up a Leona, which just a CC fiend. We do have our share of snares and slows on the blue team, of course. Morgana with that Dark Binding. Thorak can push enemies around with the initial jump of the Dragon's Descent. So Ter, once he gets some a Phage and work it into a Trinity Force, he's going to be able to proc the Phage's slow off of his Q, which is a Mystic Shot. Monte Cristo, of course, playing Leona. Leona's got a boatload of different stuns and slow Zenith Blade Eclipse that her ultimate, it's just a giant AoE stun, depending if she centers it right. And Ponophobia can just slow people with his pool. Looks like ggC is going to be picking up Riven as well. Riven, definitely a very safe top laner. I'm not sure against Vladimir. She's going to have to play very aggressively in order to make sure that Vlad just can't sit back and farm. Of course, Vladimir picking up a Ghost, which is quite standard with how you see Vladimirs nowadays, just because they pop the Ghost, then they pop their pool, and they're either able to initiate really quickly because they don't have to worry about minion collision, or leave fairly quickly. So actually, I misspoke a little bit. They're not going to be popping their pool straight away. They're just going to be using the residual speed, usually at the end of a Ghost, to either initiate or get away. Ghost lets you ignore minion collision, which is important when you're looking to initiate run away, just in case you get caught in those little caster minions. Looks like both teams have been locked in. We've got 30 seconds just before we're going to be entering into our delay, which gives the opposing teams a chance, I think a 3-minute head start, so they can, so we don't cheat. Basically, we don't help them cheat. But looking at the team compositions right now, like Purple Team definitely has a very kill-oriented team. Riven can build tanky, but she is at her best when she's got a Bloodthirster and a Guardian Angel, just so she can still do damage and, you know, without the fear of just getting blown up as soon as she enters into a team fight. Skarner, of course, very good with can build build tanky, but is more of a CC champion. He wants to be right in there attacking with those claws and just the Crystal Slash, that kind of stuff. The only problem is I think he'll sacrifice a little bit of that damage. He may want to fill in the gap that in CC that I think this Purple Team has right now. Graves always a very solid AD carry. Sona, especially now that you know, arguably I want to say that the arcade Sona stuff is makes things a little too easy for a team. If you could get any easier with Sona, just because it gives you those little icons that tell you what buffs you are getting. Barman playing Katarina is always interesting, not specifically Barman, but just Katarinas in games, because they can either do amazingly or they can be shut down completely, and that's something that neither team really wants. So not neither team, rather. That's something the Purple Team doesn't really want, just because a fed Katarina is a terrible Katarina to deal with on the other team. So we have Rekern playing Leona, Forak playing Shyvana, Soter picking up Ezreal, Monte Cristo playing Morgana, Ponophobia picking up Vladimir. And then on the Purple Team, the Team AFK Podcast, we have the Wanster playing Graves, the Red Kami picking up Sona, Barman picking up Katarina, Molowen playing Skarner, and ggC playing Riven. Still got about a minute and 30 before this game starts. We'll be able to analyze a little bit of the skins. I'm just trying to look at these lane matchups right now. I'm not sure how Riven's going to do early game, just because last hitting, when you have a Vladimir there that can charge those stacks on his E, which is just basically a non-targeted AoE, it's just going to auto-target to minions and champions alike, and being able to sustain with his Q. The more times he uses his E before the cooldown elapses, the more damage he gets out of it, which basically means that if you're a Vladimir that gets free farm and gets, you know, some kind of spell vamp with a Hextech Revolver or anything else like that, you can vamp back the health that you're spending in order to use your W and E. Naturally, his Q is his main sustain and his main nuke, so if he can get that farmed up, if he can get some AP on his side, he's going to be able to just leech back as much health as Riven is damaging him for, and it'll be a relatively, you know, kind of passive lane, unless we see, you know, intervention by Skarner or by Shyvana. Shyvana, however, doesn't have that CC that Skarner will, even, you know, slows. She's able to catch up to people with her move speed, but in terms of slowing people down and securing those ganks, I think that's why they chose Leona, because Leona is going to be able to fill in that gank for the hard the gap for the hard CC, which is going to let them gank bottom a little bit more reliably. We have 2 seconds left on this head start, if you will, and we're going to be jumping right into game now. It's a lovely Monday night here in Toronto. I'm based in Toronto anyway. A lot of the gentlemen are, wow, I love that white screen. It always just illuminates my face. We're going to look at some of these skins right now. We have Riot Graves, Arcade Sona, High Command Katarina, Bloodlord Vladimir, and Defender Leona. So everyone's kind of putting on their Sunday best here in order to make a decent impression. I'm very happy that the Red Kami has picked up Arcade Sona, just because I really do enjoy the skin. I thought I didn't at first, and then seeing the different particles and seeing how cool it looks, I picked it up myself. Just finished a game where I accidentally stole 8 kills, which my AD carry was not very happy with. So it looks like we've all loaded in now. We're going to be just looking at what people are buying and how they're going to be posting up in this initial couple minutes of the game while we're waiting for minions to spawn. A lot of people are going boots 3 at the moment. Leona's kind of going the standard fairy charm, 3 sight wards, health potion. You can even get a pink ward if you need to, but basically if you don't have a stealth champion to worry about, and even if you know that the enemy champion isn't going to be doing a lot of warding, which the Sona will be, might be worth just going for 3 wards. Sona's gone for 3 wards as well. She's not looking to go any kind of counter warding strategy right now. It looks like everyone on the blue team, which is Team ggC, is going to be camping out in this top brush. Actually, we look to see Leona just kind of walking around, going to make sure that people aren't invading the jungle. Looks like Riven is just going to miss 3 members of the blue team. She uses the last charge of her broken wings in order to check that bush. It looks like 4 members of the blue team are going to be just circling around here. They've thrown out an early ward, so they're anticipating a gank. Mystic Shot goes into the bush just to check. Ezreal's going to take the lead on this one. Morgano has shows the Dark Binding. He's going to whiff through the bush. They are going to see the all 5 members here, and they're going to be able to plan accordingly. Looks like they're going to go ping and look to possibly invade and go to red. Looks like they waited a little too long. Minions have spawned, but they are going to go for it anyway. So both reds are going to be stolen by their respective teams. I think they expected, well, Riven's going to stay here. Looks like they're going to clear out the wraiths and possibly clear out the red. Looks like Shyvana's just going to start wraiths and just go hard counter jungle here. Riven is just traveling through. Bloodlord Vladimir is going to just be hanging out, going to make red buff that much easier for Thorak over here. We're going to go back down. It looks like Skarner has secured that red buff. I hope no one steals it. Oh, I thought that healing beam from Red Kami was going to the blue one and was going to steal it. Looks like Ezreal has met both Katarina and Skarner here in the jungle. He's going to be throwing in some love tap auto attacks and mystic shots and get Skarner down to half health, which may have negated the early advantage that his team afforded him. But we'll see. I'm just going to turn down my music a little bit. I'm going to hit the pause button. Sorry about that. It looks like it was well timed because ggC just went down very low there. Okay, I'm going to hit the backspace button just so we don't miss anything. It looks like a very early gank from Shyvana is going to maybe net them first blood. ggC, again, maybe trying to play a little bit of aggressively here, using the broken wings. However, Shyvana comes reverse through the jungle, flashes away. The burnout is going to chase. The exhaust comes out with Shyvana. I think it's going to net them first blood. Congratulations to Thorak, picks up first blood off the ignite. And I think that exhaust is what did her in. As I was saying before, lack of hard CC on the blue team was working not in their favor. But with that exhaust, that's going to minimize some of that. Tag with a mystic shot here. I'm not sure where Sona is. I think Sona was just going around the long way in order to grab a ward at Dragon. So Terror throwing out some more auto attacks and then just drinking up a health potion. Reckern is going to look to just take root in this bush area and not leave. He wants this team to be very scared of entering the bush or even entering past this line. Because Leona, once she gets a couple levels on her, gets her full combo. Oh, they have thrown out a ward there, so they're going to be able to see. Here comes the Zenith Blade, and then they're going to try to stun. So Terra's going to take a auto attack from Graves, and it looks like Sona is just going to try to heal up. Monte Cristo getting initiated on here. He's going to Dark Binding Katarina, which is probably the major source of damage. Black Shield does coming out, so he is spell immune. The Ignite is going to come out, but he's just going to be able to walk away and potion. He's got to be careful of the bouncing blades just because Katarina's, that does do a decent amount of damage. It has been nerfed substantially, but it's still quite dangerous to look at. Skarner is going to take the Wraiths here. Shyvana's going to be found wanting. I'm not sure why the Wraiths disappeared there. But Monty's just going to be chugging health potions. Vorak is relatively high health. He's going to be looking to come down and possibly go for a gank. He has to be careful not to get caught out by these wards. The red side has not seen him yet. He's going to be coming through the lane. They're not going to see him go into bush either. Oh, I'm not sure if they would. Let's see if he makes it. Oh no, because of the ward. Looks like Katarina is just going to be going back to farming mode. Morgana. Oh, it looks like he's going to eat a buckshot in the face. Try to go in with that. It looks like the exhaust is coming out as well from Leona. Oh, misses with the Zenith Blade. Just kind of whiffs it. The flash keeps someone alive. I believe it was Sona. So Terra's going to go right back into the bush where it is warded. He has to be careful not to get caught out. We're going to see Shyvana getting caught out by the red team's River Ward, and Katarina's going to be playing a little bit more defensively as a result. Skarner is going to be coming around and possibly trying to steal wolves. It's a very harsh counter jungling game today. Both Shyvana and Skarner are just initiating into each other's jungles, trying to basically screw over the other person as much as possible, but it looks like it's not going to bother Shyvana too much. She's probably going to go to wolves now, be found wanting, just because Skarner did use his smite in order to take out that wolf camp. Left the two small wolves. He's going to be coming up top. He doesn't have any kind of ult at the moment, so the pool is just going to let Ponophobia just get away unscathed. Still 1-0 at the 5:45 mark in this match. However, the action is fast and furious. Ignite goes down on Sona. It looks like one more auto attack from Ezreal, and that's game over for Arcade Sona. The Ignite and just the massive amount of CC that came out from Reckern right there secured the kill for Soterra, even though he did not have a lot of mana. He's got himself a kill early on in the game, which is definitely what an Ezreal and an AD carry want. Looks like Shyvana and Skarner are going to just meet in the jungle here. Riven's going to collapse, however. Vlad is already using his pool, so they are consolidated while the red team was kind of split up. I think if Skarner just followed that in and Riven decided to commit, that might have been a much more dangerous encounter. Here comes Shyvana as well. Exhaust comes out here on Skarner. She's just going to get out. Let's see how Monty's doing here in the middle. He's sitting on 1,200 gold. He hasn't not gone back yet. Those health potions are definitely serving him well. And Morgana's natural passive, which gives her Spell Vamp, however, it is currently giving her a 0% bonus. Shyvana just possibly got caught there at the Wraiths. Looks like Riven is fairly low. Like I said, that Vladimir is just going to be able to mash E and get kind of a free non-skill shot AoE, which is going to both farm the lane down and do some damage to Riven. Monty just getting his CS on as well. Looks like he is 20 CS ahead, which is definitely where he wants to be. Unlucky Sinister Blade, or Bouncing Blade right there. Hit all the minions, but not Monty. Looks like Graves is just going to be farming as well. Let's see how he's doing against Ezreal. He's keeping par. He's down a kill, and he hasn't died yet though, which is decent enough. We're gonna see him go back with around 1,100 gold. He's probably gonna pick up a couple of Doran's Blades just in order to keep his damage going. Picks up his Berserker's Greaves and a Doran's Blade and a ward. Sona's picking up 3 wards herself. Shyvana very low here in the jungle, has to be careful. Does not have her smite up. So she's going to use that Twin Bite, going to run away, look to reset it, because I think she's worried about dying. Never mind, she's just going to, oh, where's the execute? She's going to reset it, but she's going to hit it again. Vorak, got to be very careful there, buddy. Wasted a little bit of time, and they're trying to get that red buff and resetting it. However, Ezreal is going to be pick up the slack farm-wise because he has driven both of these out of lane. Katarina is going to be, I think, just checking for some enemy presence here. Sona's going to be warding near Dragon. She's going to be Katarina's going to be throwing her ward of her own over here at the Wraith's ramp. Monte Cristo just coming back to lane, having picked up 3 Doran's rings, which is going to give him a decent amount of AP. Homophobia, I don't believe, has been gone back yet either. I was wrong. Sorry. He did pick up a Doran's shield and a Ninja Tabby. Katarina is going to be... They're just to match the ultimates here. Can he get the stun off? We're looking for some ultimate... some auto attacks and the Black Shield. However, the Sinister Steel did break it fairly quickly. I think Monty was trying to go all in there. He wasn't taking any tower damage, but he didn't just have the damage from his auto attacks. He was using his Dark Binding in order to get in and get his ultimate off. However, he had nothing to follow it up with. Barman has to be very careful here. One more Dark Binding, and that could be it. Well, at least the Dark Binding and the combo. Skarner, oops, someone else is really low here. It looks like Soter has picked up a kill on the Wanster. I'm just going to rewind here and see how it all unfolded. A little bit of initiation here. Oh, nice Zenith Blade and stun. Ultimate from Ezreal comes out here. The quick draw went right through the... Oh, and there's the ultimate from Reckern. It looks like auto attacks is just going to pick him up. Forak is not going to get the assist on that one. He's going to be walking back up, getting caught out by the ward here. Katarina is going to... Oh. Riven taking a lot of damage herself, however, she's just going to dash out. Looking toward the blue buff, he's going to find Skarner and Sona. Sona using that power chord with her E-Aura to slow Shyvana. However, these slows are still coming out, and I don't think the blue team is going to be able to give chase. However, Ezreal really wants that kill onto Sona. 4 members just going to be collapsing here behind enemy lines. Looks like we're going to try to go for some kind of... Oh, Zenith Blade comes in and the stun under tower. Reckern is going to be taking tower damage. He's going to fall to the tower, and Skarner's going to be picking up that kill. Ezreal does not have a lot of mana, so he's not going to be able to harass. We have 3 members here. Wanster still level 5. So Ter 2 levels above his AD carry counterpart here. Has completely out of mana, however. Ward coverage from the red team is good. They do have one in the Tri-Bush, in the river, and in the Wraith's ramp. However, Shyvana is just going to go back. Doesn't care. Probably doesn't know. And going to go back and do her raise. Kizzy coming back with those broken wings onto Vladimir, who hasn't left lane since she had to go back anyway. Again, just going to be using that Q in order to sustain again. He's going to zone her out, use that E in order to auto-target her, which is going to save a little bit of micro on him. He's not going to have to worry about turning around, targeting with Q or anything like that. He just needs to mash E if he's between the creep wave and between Riven. If he's here, he can just hit E and hit all of them. There's no limit on the amount of creeps or targets that he can hit with that E, so it's a fairly safe both harass and farming tool. It looks like Shyvana is going to be giving up a blue buff to Morgana here, which is just going to allow her to farm pretty well. Going to be able to use that W way more often. Smite coming out. We're going to need one more Dark Binding, or one more auto attack rather. And Monte Cristo is going to pick up his first blue buff of the game. 4-1 around the 11:30 mark. With a roughly a little bit more than a 3k gold advantage. Ezreal just going to be farming. So Ter at the moment has 2 kills, 1 assist, 75 CS. Graves has fallen behind to 43 CS. No kills, 1 death. The only kill on the red team. Shunpo in onto Monte Cristo. However, he doesn't look like he's going to be taking too much damage. Going to look to pull the minion wave out a little bit before throwing an auto attack out on his own, just because the animation, you know, he could be Shunpo'd in on maybe a Blade Lotus. Playing patient, which is what a lot of players just don't seem to grasp, is like, you're going to get that CS anyway, and if you don't get the CS, it's not worth your life. So if you're in an unsure situation, it's best to be patient. Moloen missing with the... oh, hold on. Ultimate from Leona coming in there. Despite the heal coming from Sona, he is going to... Wanster is going to take a lot of damage. We have an Ezreal ultimate sniping everyone out. However, Soul Shackle's coming out from Monte Cristo. It's going to definitely get Sona, and Soter gets a double kill. Impale comes out on Leona underneath the tower. Leona's going to fall down again, and Skarner's going to pick up the kill. So it's been 2 kills for Skarner, 2 kills for Leona, and they've both been under tower. I like how the game over just sticks there. Just want to get that skill name there, that Crystal Slash. That's what the word I was looking for. Still learning some of the skills, and Skarner is one of those champions. Oh, here comes Dragon Descent onto Riven. He's going to look to just catch up. Pool escapes from the tower, and it looks like Thorak is going to get the first kill on his docket, actually second rather, and Ponophobia is just going to throw out the Bloodlord Vladimir Laugh and look to farm some minions. Going to wait for that minion wave to come back, and it looks like just auto attacks are going to be enough. Looks like the double bite's going to be coming out there from Shyvana and help tear down that tower. Red team gets the first tower of the game. Skarner has invaded once again. Just going to be taking some small golems, using his smite on smaller camps. I've been noticing that. Leona's going to catch him out. Not going to chase after too much. Ezreal's all by himself with no mana again. Let's see how much money Soter's got. Got around 1,600 gold, which is enough for a BF sword. I think he's going to be working towards that Trinity Force, though he has picked up his Phage, so he's going to be able to proc that slow. Vladimir, again, just going to be using that E in order to farm and the Q in order to farm back his health. He's not quite at the point where he can instantly nuke minions, but he's going to be dodging in and out, using his E in order to both whittle down minion waves and hopefully catch Riven in that damage. They're going to be looking to take red buff here. Oh, they realize the jig is up because of this nicely placed ward. They're just going to run out. Since Katarina went up earlier, she's not going to be able to collapse in on them from mid. Someone's really low here. Morgana very low against Graves. She manages to get out with roughly around 50 health. Looks like Sona is going to be able to back up. Hold on, we've got Graves getting caught out here all by himself, missing with the Flame Breath. An Impale saves Graves, however, for the moment. Ponophobia picks up the kill. How is Ponophobia not dead yet? Never mind. He takes the Blade Lotus to the face. Forak is going to fall as well to Sona. Sona's picking up the Gosu Pepper kill steal, if you will. Leona's on the run, not the fastest champion. Ward coming in, Riven using her Broken Wings. The last Broken Wings in order is going to knock her up. And it looks like the stuns and the slows are coming up. Wrecker and taking an absurd amount of damage. Very tanky, but not enough after getting attacked by 4 members of Team Red. So just like that, we had 3 kills for the red team, none for the blue team, which is going to definitely get the red team back into the swing of things. However, they are still, you know, facing around a 5k gold advantage, or the deficit rather. Blue team has the advantage, red team has the deficit. In terms of CS, Morgana has hit her 120 mark. Katarina lagging behind by 40 minion kills. Skarner gonna pick up another red buff. Monte Cristo still, well, Barman's keeping up in levels. Monte Cristo is just getting a little bit more farm, and that's definitely showing. He's just going straight ability power. Let's see how much he has already. At the moment, he has around 163 ability power from those 3 Doran's rings and a needlessly large rod. Has finished his Sorcerer's Shoes as well for the magic penetration. Looks like Graves is going to be defending this tower, or what used to be this tower anyway. So I believe it's the tower. I don't think Dragon's been attempted yet, and the extra kills that are just giving the blue team this lead. You know, that CS lead isn't hurting either. Top lane, we have Vladimir with 112 CS, and Ezreal at the same. Soul Shackle's coming in onto Skarner. That's going to stun him. We need another Dark Binding. A couple of auto attacks, and the Ignite is coming out. He's caught in her tower. It looks like Leona was there just to secure that kill. However, Monte Cristo is fairly low. Doesn't look like he's going to be caught out. Sona, however, is going to be caught out by Shyvana. Missing that Flame Breath again. Nice! Leona ult is going to slow her down. The Zenith Blade just at the tip there. Doesn't look like Shyvana is going to be able to finish that off. Not taking a lot of damage from the tower. Monte Cristo did stick around to possibly try to snare someone with the Dark Binding, but it looks like he's going to be backing off now and possibly just going to get something to... gonna go by. Actually, I think he's gonna stick around. He's gonna be a little ballsy, throw out some Tormented Soil, and just farm up this wave since he knows that, whoa, it looks like Vladimir's gonna get collapsed on here. This would be a good time. No, he does not have his Ghost up. Tool's coming out. Harvey's gonna be running right into Katarina, and it looks like that's one dead Ponophobia. Katarina picking up the kill on that one, despite throwing out Vladimir's ultimate. Not a lot of damage done there, but, you know, you only have so many skills. However, in the interim, since they knew that 4 people were up there, they blue team took advantage and picked up the dragon. Ezreal has a blue buff of his own right now, which I'm not sure. It's about 3/4 done. I think he stole it from the blue team, or red team rather. Graves is going to come with him. Looks like the Sinister Steel is going to be coming out. He's got to be careful. There's a Skarner there with him. There's the Impale. Another 4 members here. So Terra getting caught out. Nice Arcane Shift over the bearer, and he's going to dodge the Sona ult as well. Flame Breath coming out from Shyvana. Shyvana's got her ultimate, but not a lot of damage and not a lot of life here at the middle lane. Burnout coming out just to clear some of these minions. Ezreal's going to back off and do some shopping of his own. He's got a Bloodthirster already, which is definitely what you want by the 18-minute mark here. Possibly working towards a Zeal in order to work on that Trinity Force, picking up a Dagger in order to get a little bit more attack speed. I like how Vladimir and Ezreal are staying literally neck and neck in terms of CS. Riven doing some farming of her own up top, missing the last hit on that Siege minion. Gonna just be pushing the lane out and then moving back Doesn't want to overextend and possibly feed another kill. So, here's the thing. Let's look at the CS totals again. 3 members of the blue team have over 100 CS, and none of the members of red team do at the moment. The closest is Riven at 91. She is sadly 40 or 30 gold behind Ezreal, Vladimir, and then, well, 40 behind Ezreal, 50 behind Vladimir, and 60 behind Morgana. And that's the highest CS total on the red team. AFK Podcast really have to just, you know, not get caught out, do some safe farming, and let them kind of, let the creeps come to them if you want, or if you will. Or just stick together like they've been doing and get some kills, because, like, that seems to be working well for them. They seem to be catching members of the GG Chronicle team out. Oh, Dark Binding hits just at max range there. Nice shot by Monte Cristo. 8k gold advantage here for the GG Chronicle team around the 20-minute mark. We got another 30 seconds until 20 minutes. Again, those kills and the dragon and the 2 towers down, 3 towers down now, are going to definitely work in their favor. Ezreal tagging the barman with that mystic shot. Doesn't want to get impaled by Skarner. He's going to get an auto attack off on the red commie. So, and Morgana's got a blue buff, so she's just going to be throwing out the Tormented Soil, throwing out as much damage as she can on minions as they walk across it. Ezreal's going to be cleaning up. A Fed Soter and a Fed Monte Cristo is definitely 2 scary, scary things. We have Leona joining them, and we have Shyvana's going to get caught out by a ward here, though. She has an Oracle. She's going to be able to knock it down. Blade, or no, it's just the Bouncing Blade, rather. The thing I don't like about the new Katarina is all the sound effects sound the same. Nice! Another long-range snipe. Morgana taking a couple tower shots, but not too many. Bouncing Blade coming out, trying to clear the wave. Looks like they're going to... Oh, nice Sona ultimate. However, Leona is just going to charge right through it. Israel has been impaled by Molowen. Blade Lotus out in the middle of everyone, despite the black shield. It's going to be a lot of damage. Dragon's Descent makes lets Shyvana get away despite having Ignite on her. Zonia's on Monte Cristo. I'm not sure he's going to be able to get out of this one. And that's Barman for another kill. He is currently 5-0-2, which is definitely where you want a Katarina, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely where you want a Katarina. Ezreal 4-1-1. Monty himself playing Morgana 2-1-2. And then, so the kills are a little bit spread out onto the blue team, while pretty much if you can get Katarina down, there doesn't seem to be any kind of problem blue team will have coming back. Katarina getting an early Abyssal Scepter is going to be reducing the magic resistance in nearby enemy champions, and that works in her favor because when she Shun Po's in, she's going to rely on that aura in order to weaken her enemies before she throws out the Blade Lotus. It's a very simple very simple combination, really. It's like, if you're going to be in close anyway, why not get something that's going to debilitate your enemies while you're in close? It's like having a Malphite with a Frozen Heart, or a Randuin's Omen, or popping the active on the Randuin's Omen. It's like, if you're there, why not have something that you're going to be able to pop extra and debilitate the other team? It's kind of just a very, very standard play, I'd say. No-brainer, if you will. Katarina's going to use her Shunpo and her Bouncing Blades and the Sinister Steel in order to take down that Wraith Camp. She does have a blue from Morgana here. Nice Dark Blinding there. They're going to be focusing down Katarina. They know that they have to take her down. Graves does not have a lot of mana. They had 2 manaless champions over here on the blue side. However, Barman does have a kind of a need to have as much cooldown reduction as possible, which is why that blue buff does work for him. Molowen coming down here, not getting caught out by any wards or anything. It looks like Vlad was trying to do a little bit of bush checking just with his E. Looks like a lot more damage is going to be coming out onto this tower. Despite the Bouncing Blade coming out, they're going to be able to pick up this tower. And then, no, they're just going to chase right after them with the Bouncing, or not the Bouncing Blade, the Mystic Shot. Vlad is just going to make sure that they don't chase. They do have a ward over here, so they are going to see the blue team taking out their Wolves camp. They really need to get out of there. Shirelius has been popped. It looks like Homophobia is going to get caught out, though. Dragon's Descent does come out, and this is just an absurd amount of damage. Shyvana gets a double kill, probably from everyone standing onto that, triple kill, rather, for Forak. Probably from everyone standing onto that burnout while she's in dragon form. The thing is that dragon form burnout does a lot of damage to people standing on Scorched Earths, and no one was moving there from the red team. No one moved. Everyone just kind of stood in a little bit of a nice clumped up space, and that's going to let everyone burn down and just be slim pickings for everyone else. I believe Monte Cristo used his ultimate there as well. Yeah, he had used his Soul Shackle, so that's what stunned and did damage to the other to the AFK Podcast team. It also stunned them, which I was wondering, like, why weren't people going down faster? And that's probably why. With the Soul Shackle, Shyvana is going to be tanking the majority of this Baron. Everyone is very low life, and they really need to kill it right then. Looks like they just finished it. They're going to be backing, despite... I'm not sure if they got caught out by that ward or not. I'm just going to make sure. Nope, they did not see them come in and out. Looks like Ezreal is going to get another blue buff to his name. And everyone's just going to be out here and get some money, or get some powerful items. Vladimir picking up a blasting wand and some wards. Another needlessly large rod coming out here on Morgana. Let's see how much CS AP she has. She's just cracked 300. Looks like Ezreal's going to try to just farm as many of these minions as she can. And manages to hit Sona in the tower, or in the fountain rather. Hard pushing coming out from Katarina, despite having not much in minion wave department. Looks like they're going to be going for Dragon in order to extend their lead. It's 14-9 around the 25-minute mark of this game. There's a 10k gold advantage for Team ggC. AFK Podcast, not sure what they could be really doing right now. They got to go back to, sorry, the all vision. They do have a giant minion wave here at top. If they can get over there and capitalize on it, they may be able to get a tower out of it. However, Sona might be getting caught out here. Red Kami, what were you doing? And that's one dead Sona, courtesy of Mr. Monte Cristo. That was just a dark binding to the face that just wiped Sona off the map. I'm not sure how much gold she is worth. She has taken her share in death. Ezreal, again, getting more farm. Critting for around 450 right now on minions. Not sure what that translates to in terms of champions, depending on how much magic resist and physical, how much armor they have, but... Again, just going to be pushing down this tower. Red team can't really initiate here because of the Baron buff. Looks like Shyvana is just going to burn out. As ultimate coming down as well, catching out Kizzy. Everyone's going to get an assist on that one. Black Shield on Vladimir is going to negate some of that tower damage that was incurred when he got the final blow. Looks like just a poke comp right now. Not an extreme range one, but they're just going to be waiting for the minions. And then going to try to take down this tower. Dragon's sent down on Graves. Nice focus there. It looks like we're going to be trying to get some damage down onto Katarina. And just going to clean up here. Skarner getting an impale off on Shyvana. However, that Dragon form is going to let her just walk out. So it looks like they're just going to be able to pick up a tower and an inhibitor here. Sona very low. Tower has executed Soter. Ran into it, possibly suicidal. Let's see what he bought. Finishes Trinity Force. Not sure if they're going to be going for the Wind Slash coming out here as well. However, Dark Binding is just going to shave some life off of Riven. Vladimir just going to be keeping the stacks on that E up. He does have 4 stacks of Tides of Blood. Crease is 25% a stack, so the maximum 100%. So that's like a double damage Tides of Blood. And each stack also increases the healing regeneration as well. So, you know what? Even if you're a Vladimir, even if you're eating air, you're going to want to, you know, keep those stacks up, especially if you feel that a team fight is imminent. Because, you know, double the damage isn't something you want to not take advantage of. Another Ezreal ultimate here. Going to keep that lane pushed. It's the advantage of having a large skill shot like that that can travel the width of the map, and especially with Ezreal having a lot of damage from that Trinity Force and that fully charged Bloodthirster. Actually, no, not fully charged, just as he got executed from, excuse me, from the tower. I believe he has a elixir on him as well. Elixir of Fortitude. He has more damage, more health. Dumping everything he can into AD. Looks like red team is just going to be posting up around their base, trying to defend what they can. The blue team is going to rotate in a little bit. Actually, Soterra's going to be throwing some pokes over the wall. Wancer is going to answer right back with a buckshot. Soterra's just going to walk right in. He doesn't care. There's 4 members there. Manages to excuse me, Arcane Shift out. However, Katarina's going to come out as well, throw down her combo, and then leave. Baron buff has been expended. Red team has picked up a turret in the meantime. I think their focus was a little shifted towards Soter there, and they forgot about Vladimir and Leona taking down their top tower, rather. So all the outer towers have been expended now for the red team. Blue team has not lost one. They have taken, well, a little bit of damage on some of them. Looks like a huge team fight brewing here as well. Vladimir ultimate and Shyvana ultimate coming down. Just ultimates aplenty, rather. Riven gets cut down before she can even get to Ezreal. Another double kill for Ezreal as well, picking up Katarina. Triple kill right there onto Soter. We're going to go for a quadra? Going to go for a quadra. Why not? However, red team loses another turret in the process. Here's another inhibitor. Would not be surprised if this might be it, ladies and gentlemen. We have a full 30 seconds before a lot of the members of the red team are up. It's only Graven Skarner up at the moment. That's one Nexus turret. Here's the second Nexus turret, and I think that might be game. Congratulations to the ggC crew. Vlad's going to pull in and probably try to zone out the red team, and I believe that might be game. Dark Binding onto Skarner in the tower. Neo's going to take some Fountain tower damage, but that's going to be one dead Nexus and one victory for the ggC Chronicle team. Congratulations. Let's see what the end stats were. We have Ezreal 9 and 2. He had not died besides the tower, which was an execution, so no one got that gold. Kill leader on the red side was Katarina, however, kind of a little bit lacking in the late game. She did have she was 5-0, but once the blue team started focusing her down a little bit, didn't really fall in her favor. Leona 14 assists, Shyvana 5 and 1. Again, look at those CS totals. Highest CS is 131, however, on the red team 208, 185, 182. Like, that CS differential is going to play a big part in the gold generation of the game. 22 kills to 10. And it looks like we're going to be playing another one. I am just going to cut the recording off. I'm going to go grab some water.